Hey guys, welcome back to another Ghost Reacts, and today we're reacting to another video, and that video we're reacting to today is a special ed video. The video it's called "We Are Actually Haunted at the Lighthouse?" ? Were we actually haunted at the lighthouse? Basically, it says, and it says in brackets evidence breakdown. It is a 38-minute long video. I'm watching this because people down in my comment section have said that I've missed some stuff on previous videos. So they've recommended me to go to Special Ed's like I'm doing now, and looking at his breakdown to see stuff that I've missed. So this is the first one of other ones that are coming. This is the Lighthouse one. I'm going to start with the Lighthouse one, and then I'm going to go on to his other ones with the Conjuring House and so on and so forth. But yeah, so let's get into it today. I'm just going to see if I've missed anything. I've been told I've missed some stuff, so let's just get straight into it today with this video.
This image of the figure standing behind me and Dose at the lighthouse, it's still, oh man, it gives me chicken skin to this day. Okay, now that the Lighthouse video has been out for almost a week, I want to talk about it because there's new evidence and new things that have come out since the release of the video that obviously I was not aware of, like the thing that was staring right back at Molly in the basement, and trying to put the pieces together on exactly what happened that night, because this video has truly raised more questions about the paranormal than actually answered anything. Obviously, this is a discussion video. I'm not going to be reacting to the entirety of the boys video because the boys, that's what the channel is for. Go and watch the video first, or watch this one, and then you'll have more understanding.
Or go watch my reaction to their video. It's up on my channel.
Right, because this is the most paranormal activity.
But if you're all watching this and you probably watched it already,
one of these videos. I'm not usually this serious. What the f? Like. Let's just get into it. So, the lighthouse, a lot of tragic deaths have occurred there, including 3 little girls who drowned right off site, who are said to still haunt the property. An old lighthouse keeper named Peter, who I'm beginning to question whether it's actually his ghost or another entity that's haunting the place, just based on the things that were happening, and we're going to talk about that.
I can't wait to see what I've missed, because I've been told I've missed a few things.
Seen at the top of the lighthouse multiple times, and
especially in the Conjuring video,
around the property in the woods, and ended up taking the role of the lighthouse keeper after her husband, a previous lighthouse keeper, passed away. The story is that her old husband wanted her to continue the role of a lighthouse keeper. She continued to do so for a few years, and then ended up moving on to other things in life and ultimately dying of natural causes. But her spirit is said to still be at the lighthouse, continuing her husband wishes for her to take care of. You can
go worse ways.
More on that as well. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I did not expect this place to be as scary as it actually ended up being. The place didn't have terrible energy like the asylum, which I might be going back to finish my night.
Oh, that was a good one.
Wink.
That was a good one. I've not done the reaction to it, I don't think, but I have watched it in my own time.
Until we got into the living quarters, that's when things felt
that is a good one.
up. But the
so if they're doing another one, then
it was haunting.
I have to do a reaction to it.
Beautifully haunting. I don't know how to describe it. It was like I could feel that shit had happened there, and obviously we heard the singing and the door slamming and shit like that, but it didn't feel malicious.
Actually, no, I think I have done it.
I was surprised when I looked back at all the footage and seen everything that happened to everyone when we split off at the end. I guess you can never know for sure. You know, the Conjuring House looks like a joke compared to this. And after watching the Sam and Colby videos on the Conjuring House and the whole Cody and Satori situation, I'm beginning to question everything about that place to begin with. This takes the cake as the most haunted place I've ever been to. The most activity we've ever gotten. And the night started.
Yeah, this is the place with the light post, which is, if you did watch my reaction video, I've never known a light post to act the way it did in that in this video. So if that must be one of, because he actually interacted with it, because he went with Juicy into the woods. So I'd love to see what he has to say about that happening. I know he said something about it in the video, but he didn't really go into depth with it. So I hope he goes into depth with how he's feeling in that moment when he comes over it. But yeah, let's just get back into it.
Starts off with this. This is direct audio coming from the GoPro that we set up at the bottom of the lighthouse.
Yeah, it's like
That's
someone clicking a button on the
motion, which went off a couple times.
machine.
But the GoPros don't just make
as I showed in the
noises.
video at the end.
That's a clear button pressing sound.
Yeah.
That's a clicky sound. Obviously, we didn't know about this until afterwards, but let's keep watching. So here I go, putting on my headphones, about to do the Estes method blindfolded with the bandana from the Boys.store, of course. And the first freaky thing of the night is this.
On me? Oh, when you plug it in, it might turn it off.
Second creepy thing.
The f was that? Did you guys?
Yeah, it's
That was
humming.
a clear door
Or as many
creaking,
people would say
which we
on my
looked
comments,
for
if you
up and
look,
down the
it's
lighthouse
classified
on our
as
way
singing.
back down, and there was nothing. We made sure to look for the door that was creaking. Nothing was movable. The door at the very top of the lighthouse was actually shut for safety reasons. The two caretakers that night were actually across in their office the entire night next to the living quarters. We tested the doors at the bottom, which you can see later on in the video, but they were all greased up. Nothing creaked. We even tried the windowsills at each window from top to bottom of the lighthouse. My voice is cracking. And they were all hooked so that you couldn't open them.
Okay, we're doing
Ooh.
the Estes method with the voice.
That's very
in the
weird.
lighthouse. The
Here we
time
go,
is
Estes
currently
method.
It's my
12:30.
favourite method when you
Oh my
go
God.
hunting as well. I want to try this.
What are the names of the girls?
Mary and Liza, and then an unknown girl.
And they are the what sisters?
The Pity Sisters.
The f was that? You hear that shit?
So the cameras aren't really like I'm glad the camera picked up the wailing sounds that were coming from inside the lighthouse, but look at Molly's reaction. It was so stupidly unbelievable what we were hearing, man. When I come off the headphones and I hear
Yeah, it looks so fake because you can't really hear it through the camera. And their reactions
sirens,
to
like
it.
your typical siren singing sound from like pirate stories and shanties and whatnot, or whatever the or like people out at sea that hear like sirens. That's the kind of sounds that were coming from this place, and it sounded like they were coming from the top. Later on, Josh and narrator go in there alone, and those sounds are gone. They're not there anymore. I
That
thought
is
it
so
could be
weird.
the wind. The top of the lighthouse is very windy, but that was a clear like woman's voice. Right before this, when we were doing the tour, the girl.
And that is the problem as well with this. You're gonna see as he's explaining a minute ago, their reaction to what they're hearing is gonna be completely out of whack to what you see in the video, because the camera's not gonna be able to pick up the audio that they're hearing, because it's gonna be so faint. So, and also with the interior noise of just the noise of the electricity obviously just going through the place is I think that's to do with electricity. Don't quote me on that. It just drowns out any other sound for a camera anyway, which I should know because in college I had this problem as well, so we had to find like noise, like sound treatments and stuff for the camera just to make it work properly. Oh, it was so annoying, especially when you have a windy day. When you're filming outside as well. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you work with cameras, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's just get straight back to it. I'm going off topic.
Guiding us, one of the caretakers, it took us to the top of the lighthouse. While she was up there, we both, all of us came up, and she said, "Thank you guys. I was so scared being up here alone because I started hearing the singing, and I've always heard about it, but I've never heard it myself." And she said she heard it for the first time that night, a woman's voice singing, and we got to hear it
Bro,
as well.
come on.
Man, look, I'm getting chicken skin just thinking about this shit. I'm glad we got that on camera. Could it have been the wind?
They do have some weird shit happen to them throughout
Maybe,
all of these
but the
videos.
door creaking as well, and the shit we get through the
Even if
spirit
it's
box,
minimal.
it's too obvious that there's more than what we think we know. You know, all these paranormal videos we do have really opened my mind to things. Not my heart, 'cause I
Yours?
ain't letting none
Mine
of
as
that
well.
shit in. But I think
I'm reacting
developed
to
a
them,
bit
but
of a
it was
thrill
going to change
being
my
in
mind
places like
so
this.
much more
Dog.
if I go into
Dog.
it. It'd be
Okay,
so
let's keep watching.
cool.
Liza, are you here with us?
I'm just 31 days. Is there any spirits in here? In there. In where? Next to the. Is there any spirits in here Where are you?
Help. I'm trapped.
Aren't they literally drowned?
When they said help, I'm trapped, I hadn't put two and two together. They were trapped when they died, the little girls. The minecart that there was a minecart near the lighthouse that the three of the little girls got into and used it as a roller coaster. Well, the cart just kept going and it flipped over at...
See, this is what I love about Eddie as well. When he goes onto these investigations, he does so much research to know exactly what he's walking into. That's why I'm watching these videos as well, because he can give me so much knowledge on what's happening, because he's done research on multiple of the locations that they've gone to. I might have to get some like, do you know, if I ever get in communication with this lot, yo, it's gonna be so cool. Get some tips and all that, you know. But you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, let's just get back into it.
Across the street. And when it flipped over, it trapped them in the minecart, in the water. And by the time help got there, they had already drowned. They were trapped. And we heard this
That is so sad,
times
though.
that night. Ah, it's freaky shit, man. Okay, so this is something that didn't make it into the final video, but this is me still in the Estes method. We sent a camera girl, Jessie, to go down a couple of
so he's gonna
floors
show
to
us
see if
bits that
she
I
could
haven't
film
seen.
some audio of the stuff we were hearing, to see if she could pick up the audio or even
guessing
get
this is the stuff that
anything
people are talking
with the other
about.
camera. And
With
as
the
soon
I've
as
not
she
seen
starts
it.
heading down the stairs, which I had no idea about because I'm in the headphones, this is what happened.
I have theory with what they've said so far.
Come back.
She just went down. She
You okay?
What?
What happened?
I heard you say come back. That freaked me out.
Oh, okay.
So this is one of the
I heard her scream, so I came out of the headphones. I'm like, what the f just happened, dude? As soon as she walks down, I say, come back. Or whatever I heard said come back. Like they were almost like they were warning her. This might have been around
Freaky.
the same time we were hearing the beeping coming from the motion sensor. This might be in the extended version going up on members. We're also working on releasing the entirety of the Estes method audio that we captured for members only. That way you guys can help us with the investigation as well and see if there was anything that we might have missed. As you can tell, I'm being as thorough as possible with this thing because I don't want to make bullshit scary videos. Yeah, we play
That's
around
what I mean.
and we f around here and there and do skits. Obviously, when we do skits and stuff, those are very obvious and not real. And we do those things for fun and entertainment. I like to think that we've evolved as content creators, especially as like horror content creators. As an entire group, we're taking this stuff more serious and have found actual curiosity in this. We're not professionals.
Finally.
We're going to these places asking questions. And if we can get an answer, great. If
Exactly
not,
what I
it was
want.
still worth asking. I think when
Fingers
you're dealing
crossed.
with the paranormal, you have to suspend some
Might do
sort
it
of
at some point.
disbelief. Like you can't go in
When I have
there
the money to do it, I'll do it.
closed off about it and try to get something out of it, because the things you may hear or see, you will just dismiss as like, oh, there's some explanation here. But if you're trying to find paranormal evidence, paranormal is something that we can't understand. We can't even begin to understand it. So why try to approach it from a logical perspective, so to speak? It's shit that
You
can't be
can't.
explained. And I
You
think that's
can't.
why it's such an attractive subject. Okay, let's keep going with the actual video.
Is that you?
Me.
It is you.
No, I did see this.
Fire.
There was a fire that burned down this place.
Yep.
The original.
I mean,
quarters
come
of
on.
your
What are
woman.
the chances that we're getting information from a spirit box that's cycling through random radio stations that actually ties in to what we know of the place? By the way, shout out
Come
to
on.
the ex-employee of this place.
Not everything
because
is-
we
not
actually
everything is a
forgot our
coincidence.
spirit box.
Not
And
everything.
the staff was trying to help us find one, so they contacted someone to bring us one. She woke up in the middle of the night, and at around 12:30, she drove to the lighthouse and brought us the spirit box. The kicker is that she had quit the day before. What a Chad. We obviously compensated her well for it. But yeah, shout out to her. She saved the night. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten any of this. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward to the shadow room, because this is where
Here we
the
go.
night took a turn for the worst. And it was terrifying. Going up and down the lighthouse for me was excruciatingly painful because a couple weeks before this, I actually sprained my ankle really bad, which is why I voted myself to go into the woods.
Whoever is left in the hat goes in the basement.
Big
This
tip.
is for the woods.
Don't ever fracture your ankle either.
Who is it? Juicy.
Juicy.
Yes. Now wait.
So off camera, we didn't include this in the video, but I also included my name in the hat. Even though I voted myself to go in the woods, my name was still in the hat. And my name was actually drawn to go to the woods with Juicy. Or it might have been the lighthouse, but either way, my name was drawn fair and square, just like everyone else's. Mully was voted to go in the basement out of pure chance. Or was he? I'm getting all like dramatic about it and shit. No, for real though. I mean, I don't know. Things happen for a reason, I think, and something wanted him down there. All right, the shadow room.
What the hell?
That is interesting as well, because they do have certain like ties to people.
The camera did just shut off.
The hell?
Did turn off, dude. And that has a bro. I literally just replaced the battery in that too.
Being next to the rocking chair was a terrifying experience because the REM pod was going off as if Peter was going to sit at his chair. They did tell us not to sit on that chair. They told us that's Peter's favorite chair, and he will f with anybody who messes with this chair. It even has a sign on the chair that says, "Do not sit on this, do not touch." And first incident of this part of the video, the camera shuts off and corrupts the fucking footage. We got so much corrupted footage that night. It's insane.
Yeah,
it's
as
like
we've seen from the
something didn't
video
want us to
at the
capture
end.
it, but we did.
Hey, remember when I said I invite all spirits into the house?
That
you
orb
can be in
again.
here, just...
Okay, so that's what I think is a spirit orb.
Yeah.
Hey, remember
right here,
when I said I invite all spirits into the house?
narrator says, "I invite all spirits into the house," and then right here we get a spirit orb. Boom, just going down the screen like that. People in the comments were saying, "Oh, that's just dust." I mean, sure, it could be, but that's a big piece of dust for the camera to catch it. Look how grainy the camera is to begin with. For a simple piece of dust to be caught by the camera, I think is pretty unlikely. But hey, I mean, it is possible. I am the one who's typically debunking shit, right?
Yep.
Except when the scary shit happens to me. No, we're doing it today. We're gonna try to. We're gonna try to. Okay, now to what I believe is the scariest part that happened to me in the video. Dose kept hearing noises coming from his side, and I moved over to sit with
shadow
him.
from behind him.
That camera, a night vision camera, pointed at me the entire time. That footage no longer exists. It was corrupted. Something stepped in behind us. We both heard it and jump into the room. And when I look down at the camera, it says the files are corrupted. The footage is unrecoverable. But again, it's like something didn't want us to capture it. Something didn't want us to see it. I can't even begin to describe how scary it is to see yourself on a screen in a night vision camera. Everything behind you is pitch black, and all you can hear is just random noises from behind you. And you can see yourself on the screen as it's happening to you. Watch this.
William.
Get f***ed. He just said your name.
That's not right.
It was so weird. They kept doing this as well, kept naming stuff to do with Mully as well.
You're in my house now.
What happened?
That's excellent timing as well.
Get the thermal camera now.
What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
What the Wait, smack him. Feel my heart.
I wish I could feel my heart right now. I hate this. Listen to what narrator says next.
Wait, what the f happened?
I know you felt me.
No way.
So freaky. So freaky.
What is happening?
Whoa.
What the f is going on?
I'd be shitting my pants if I was in this situation as well.
Ha, chicken.
I fully know this and I still
Peter,
want to
you
do
made
it.
yourself loud and clear. Thank you.
What the f happened, dude?
He said, "Chicken, I know you felt me." Did you hear him say that?
That thing is like.
Don't stop.
Go back.
I'm not back. The camera stopped again. Writing to the memory card was not completed correctly. Do you want to recover the data?
Show me.
Oh, the footage corrupted.
The footage is corrupted.
What are the odds I'm pointing the camera right at me? Footage doesn't corrupt, man. We've been over we go over this in the video as well.
Yeah, at
we
the
talk
end.
about it a lot.
As you've
It happened
seen
in
if
the
you've watched my
Conjuring
video.
house. Like, think
Or their
about
video
it.
on
At the
their own.
Conjuring house, what was Kevin pointing the camera at? He was pointing it right at us, and behind us was the scratching noises. And the footage corrupted. Most of it was able to be recovered. But what are the odds that I'm pointing the camera right at the thing that I just heard and the footage corrupts? Footage just doesn't just corrupt, man. It's so frustrating. It's fucking infuriating to know that footage is corrupted. I want to know.
It takes a lot for footage to corrupt on the camera. If you know as well, if you've got the cameras, you know all too well how hard or how easy it is to corrupt video. It mainly only occurs if you've like dropped it from a drastic, like from a far distance, or something like that. It does take a lot for it to. From what I've experienced, it takes a lot for files to corrupt for a video. As I've only witnessed the ones I listed for corruption. I've not witnessed any other ones. I don't know if anyone else finds it easy or hard to do for corrupt files to happen to them, but it doesn't happen that lot to me. And when I was doing stuff in college for it, because I've done media studies in college, corrupt files was rarely a bother. The only reason I found the that it was starting corrupt is because we was doing tests to see, like for the sheets that we had to fill out, like accidents and things like that, for like dropping, causing injuries and things like that. And we just had to do some tests, and like obviously corrupt files on the video camera when you're dropping it from high or from a distance is something's going to happen. Something bad is going to happen, isn't it? But yeah, I'm waffling on here, so let's just get back into the video.
Behind me. Later on in the video, we try to slam the camera on the floor as well to see if impact corrupts the footage. No. At the most, the battery goes flying out and the camera turns off, but the footage is still there. In the comments, please, somebody who works with cameras, tell me I'm not crazy. I've been working with cameras for years and years and years. Yes, footage does corrupt,
not the only
but
one.
It's extremely rare that it happens, especially not multiple times in one night from different cameras. Especially GoPros. I have a theory on this, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. Let's keep watching.
GoPros is extremely hard. I've never had a GoPro corrupt, never.
We tell whoever's listening to us, whoever's responding to us, that we like to play games as well. It's like they were playing a game with us. It might have been the girls. The caretakers told us later that the girls love to play pranks. And it would make sense that it's a child energy. Whatever was there with us, yes, it was extremely scary, but I didn't feel overwhelmed and I didn't feel like I wanted to get the out of there. I felt this rush of energy and I wanted to keep going. I wanted to keep seeing what else we would find. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was way more active this video. I wanted to ask questions. I wanted to be involved more in the whole process of finding out what the is out there. So this is Juicy holding his phone. He's got a thermal camera that attaches to the iPhone where he's capturing the thermal footage. I remember this part vividly because I was looking right at him. He looked at me and Doze and said, "I just saw someone behind you." He didn't see it through the thermal camera. I was looking right at him. It was only later, after the fact, that we found out what he had seen and described that he saw was also on the thermal camera. And it's so fast that if you're in the moment like we are, you would not have seen it.
Oh yeah, I think we saw that at the end of the video.
Went frame by frame, and for one frame, you can see the thing that he describes. Here it is.
What?
Yeah, we see this at the end of the
Did you
video.
put something on the thermal?
I thought I saw someone.
This is so freaky as well.
Okay, I saw you look over here and like.
Are you recording that?
Stuff like this just doesn't happen.
See, he's not looking at his camera. He's looking at us.
I thought I saw someone behind you guys. Over Dose's shoulder, his left shoulder.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Thermal cameras react to infrared waves and interpret those waves as heat signatures. They then create an image based on that information, and you get this. Dark blue being the coldest and red being hottest. Or it might be white. Not sure, but either way, blue being cold, red hot. You can see the spectrum around us going from hottest to coldest. Juicy describes...
It's like you're looking at a color wheel.
He saw a shadow, the upper... Specifically, before he saw this
footage was like
back,
blended
before
together.
any of us saw this footage back, that night he described seeing the upper half of a man leaning from right to left over Dose, who is right here. Why is it that the exact moment he says he saw that, the thermal camera captures the upper half of a torso behind Dose in dark blue, of all things? Chills, man. I got chicken skin. Like, you won't even believe it, dude. When I first saw this, I thought we had
so freaky.
lost all footage of any type of evidence we could have captured, being that so many things got corrupted that night. But this takes the cake as the most obvious evidence of paranormal activity we've ever captured. This isn't manipulated. We show us reacting to the raw footage from the computer at the end of the video, and that's how we found this frame. And it only happens for one frame as the dark
It doesn't happen again.
blue
You don't
behind
see it
us just
after
keeps
this.
shifting.
You
We'll play that
don't
back in slow
ever see
motion.
it again.
There it is. One
just
frame.
goes.
And then it peeks back. It's almost like it appears and then it leaves. See that? It like leans back out. Right there. It like peeks back out. What the is that? Nothing else
It's
is
so
shifting
weird.
shapes. None of the other parts of the room are shifting shapes. Which brings me back
Someone
to
please
questions about
explain.
corrupted
Please,
footage.
someone
Again,
please
we're
explain
talking
in the
about
comments.
the paranormal here, which means it's something that can't be explained. We can at least ask questions.
If you can explain
right?
it, please try and attempt.
It might sound
but
silly, but they're grounded
Eddie,
based
and definitely
on
me,
this
can't
evidence. And I guess there can't be any silly questions
find
when it
any
comes to
other
things that are
explanation.
unexplainable. Back at the Conjuring house, we got corrupted footage. This video, we got corrupted footage during the part where something was behind me and Dose, and I was pointing the camera directly at it. The other is later on in the video when we put a GoPro over the tea set, the metal tea set, which we heard clanking of. GoPros record every 10 or 15 minutes. They create a new file every time. That GoPro has worked before. It created different files for other parts of the night, including inside the lighthouse where you heard the clicking noise. But what are the odds that every single file that it started recording that was pointed at the tea set was also corrupted? It's about 10 to 15 files, all corrupted, all unusable and unrecoverable.
Also, bearing in mind, most of the stuff that they're using isn't like, like it's not moving, it's not mobile. They've made it stationary by placing it down. So, and it still got corrupted. That's why it's such a big mystery, because the device doesn't get touched, and it still has corrupted files. Obviously, they've got their handheld stuff as well that they use, but most of the stuff that you see from the video as well, most of the stuff is from stuff that's placed down and is static. How do you explain? Please explain. Do you know what I mean? Where's the explanation? It's like us as humans, we always have to have an explanation for everything. But it has to be logical as well, which is so annoying.
My question is this: if ghosts can interact with infrared waves, such as this, and also on the night vision camera, if ghosts can interact with infrared, is there some type of energy they're emitting that causes regular cameras to corrupt? Is there something about the energy composition of ghosts that is causing a camera that's pointed at them to corrupt like that? Again, sounds like a silly question, and saying it out
It's
loud
not silly.
sounds silly as because I used to not believe in this shit. But is that possible? Because we obviously caught something here with the thermal camera, which is built to interact with infrared light. Here we go. All objects emit infrared energy, known as a heat signature. An infrared camera, also known as a thermal imager, detects and measures the infrared energy of objects. The camera converts that infrared data into an electronic image that shows the apparent surface temperature of the object being measured. So if everything emits infrared energy, does that also include ghosts? Here, Mully's camera kept turning off over
Yeah, this
and
is so
over
weird.
and
This is in the
over. Just
basement.
shutting off, and he had to turn it on again. And I know skeptics are going to be like,
This is
oh,
what
he
we're
could've
going to
just been
be
faking it.
seeing the
Mully
eyes
is the
soon, because this is where it
worst
happens.
liar in existence. That man cannot tell a lie, first of all. Second of all, you can tell how terrified he is. Every time it turns off, he's so confused. And it's obviously scary because that's his only source of light. It's the only thing you can see. This is what it looks like without that camera. So you're basically seeing everything through that camera. There.
The light,
Everyone keeps
the
pointing
eyes,
out these, what appears to be eyes looking
or
back
two
at him,
lights,
right
whatever
there.
you think it
Now,
is,
I'm pretty
but they
familiar
disappear.
with those dots, and we typically see them a lot with other IR infrared objects like cameras, security cameras. A night vision camera reacts to that infrared lighting, and that's how you pick up what appears to be light shining down, but it's infrared light. If you want to get more range on the night vision camera, you put an IR blaster, which is just a big beam of infrared light that shoots from this device you stick to the top of your camera, and boom, it's like going from flashlight to spotlight pretty much. So these dots are infrared light. If we look further, you can tell that wherever those were just at, there's this box here. Now, this might be a glass box, and a lot of people were saying that it could be a reflection from the box. A reflection of
plausible.
The infrared light on the night
It's quite
vision
plausible.
camera. And while that's possible, how do you explain the fact that it's stationary? If the perspective of the camera is shifting, why is the light
moving
stationary to that spot?
Oh, no, not
why
moving.
are those
Stationary,
dots
should I say?
stationary?
Yeah.
It's not moving along with the camera, because the moment he points it down, theoretically, they shouldn't be shining at that thing anymore. Watch how they blur up and down the screen. See that? They're in one spot, and then they just
don't move.
randomly turn off.
The camera's moving,
still
not the
on.
eye.
If it's
Not
reflecting
whatever
the
it
light
is.
from the camera, why did it stop just then? Why did it not come back?
It would
Just
still
now,
be there.
Where did that infrared light go? Look at that. Disappeared.
Just
didn't move
yeah.
out of the way. Didn't come back. Here he is
Just went.
again. I say again, we haven't gotten there yet. But this is Mully pointing down this hallway.
Okay, now I've been told about this. Apparently I missed
A
this.
little bit. The dots return again. Right about this area. Why are they not there
I'm
right
keeping
now?
my eye fixed there. I want to see.
Something they're reflecting those
I don't think I
dots
saw this.
again. Those eyes. Why are they not there? I'm not saying it's not possible for this pair of eyes to just be reflections from the camera light. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't make sense based on all the movement of the camera and their behavior. Now, this part in the woods, for me, when me and Juicy went in there, it's
Okay,
pretty
didn't show it.
self-explanatory. There's not really
Or it
much else
did.
to add to
I don't know.
this
They look
other
the same.
than It was
The footage looks the
extremely
same.
dark. And there were parts where I questioned why the f I was there in the first place. The only thing you have is this little tiny screen where you can see this. What's being recorded, the night vision illuminating the path in front of you. So if anything were to charge at me, I wouldn't know where to run. I wouldn't know what to do, especially with it being dark. I was more scared of there being some feral alligator or some bullshit out there, some wildlife.
Yeah,
than
environmental
anything else.
stuff.
Maybe a local Florida meth head trying to bum $5 off of me and accidentally stabbing me with his uncut fingernails. I don't know. Okay, back to Mully.
The camera just turned off again. The camera.
This the Blair Witch angle really doesn't suit Mully.
Jesus Christ.
That was not us. We weren't back there yet.
Oh my God, that is terrifying.
Oh, hang on.
Back to this hallway. What the f is this, man?
He is showing it.
What is that staring right back at him? I'm getting I can't even. It's hard to look at, man. This thing is terrifying. It looks terrifying.
How scary that looks. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Again, stationary
literally
lights.
like-
They're
yeah.
in one spot. Now, I've gone and downloaded raw
I'm sorry
footage
that I
of
missed
us
that. I can't believe I
exploring
missed
this place,
that.
And I want to know what this is. I want to know what's there in that specific spot, and I want to show.
The thing is, it's like a similar height to Mully from the looks of it. It's just either just under him or the same height because of where the door frame is, where Mully's standing. It would have to be similar height to Mully or just under.
Show you guys, because again, I want to be thorough and I don't just want to be like, oh, that's a ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just
You have
look
to
at
be
this
thorough.
together. Okay, here we go. This is us going
You have to put
down
facts
that
before
hallway,
anything
the
else.
same hallway right here earlier that night. Here's the door. Here's the door.
Is that empty? What's in there?
Over on the left side of the hall is these random holes.
Whoa. What the f?
Is that?
What? It's a ship. What is
Oh,
that
bro, that
room
could have been
about?
someone like peeping through or something.
Dude, is it just a room with like a cutout? Is there any way into it? No. What? I can boost you looking at it. What the hell is that? I can boost you. How do you?
It's definitely a creepy room. There it is. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So there's door, brick wall right here. In the footage, there seems to be door, brick wall, eyes. So between the door and the brick wall.
Oh, it's on the
between
other
door
side.
And the
Okay.
brick wall is a thermostat with a clear reflective box over it. And I say reflective because we were talking about earlier how people think that the eyes are a reflection of the infrared from the camera. Let's keep looking and see if there's more.
I'll boost you.
Yep, that's a thermostat and a fire extinguisher right underneath it. So could there theoretically be a reflection coming back of this plausible infrared
but
light
again,
in the
it's
front
static,
of that camera?
as he said.
Why is there two?
It doesn't
Why
move.
is there two eyes? Well, okay, let's go back. And let's say you're looking at this, pointing the camera at this thing at an angle. You would see one reflection coming from this side of the box and one reflection coming from this side of the box, theoretically. Now, here's where we could say, oh, we figured it out. We've debunked it. We know we have an explanation. Or do we? Let's call this eye level right here. Mully's eye level. That would put the box, which would be right here where the reflection's coming from, above eye level. This is Mully holding camera and pointing. Eye level slightly above the pointing finger. He could have had his camera lower. He could have had it right here. The thermostat would be above eye level. Okay, we got that. The thermostat here is below. The thermostat for Mully is actually shoulder height. But okay, perspective, this and that. Okay, yeah, sure. But how about this? In comparison to the door, you can see the doorknob is right here. You can tell because the middle frame of the door is right there, and most door handles, doorknobs are right here. So let's use my room as a comparison. Okay, doorknob, thermostat, right around here. Let's look at this distance for a second and compare it to the distance from the door handle right here to the reflection being way the fuck up here. I don't believe that's the thermostat. The thermostat would be placed right around here, which you can kind of tell there's
Any
like
more
a
explanations,
white
please
splotch
let
or
us know in the comments
here.
down below.
This is too damn high for a thermostat. That's almost at the top of the door. I'm putting thermostat around my shoulder height because of this. Fire extinguisher sign, clearly not a reflective surface. Otherwise, you'd be able to see some sort of light reflected off of it from like it is here. So is this a ghost? I don't know what it is.
Calm down.
What the
This was so freaky when I watched this as well.
What?
I literally just said that I was freaking out and I was feeling overwhelmed.
Get up.
He was kneeling down. He was kneeling down.
That's what he said in the video as well, when he was talking about what they were doing.
I'm up. What now? What now?
William.
William's not here.
Again, this is to do with Mully. Like, this happened throughout the night as well. They kept referring to him on many other levels that people wouldn't know.
God has reached down. God, I can't describe. I feel really overwhelmed.
Like, they mention his original YouTube channel.
To capture him.
To capture who?
And Eddie hasn't seen this, I don't
Wait,
think.
William? Someone's
This
trying to
bit, I
capture
don't know.
William?
I think he has, I
You're
don't
talking
know.
about someone that
It
we
looks
know?
like he hasn't.
He's...
What? I can't believe I was freaking out. I was literally so stressed out. I mentioned it and they said calm down.
Or what?
And then I knelt down and they said get up.
In trouble.
Who's in trouble?
William. God has reached down to capture him. He's in trouble. Man.
If I heard that, I'm
getting
running
chicken
straight
skin
there and
thinking
getting him
about
out.
this shit. Obviously,
like I said in the video originally.
I don't know what... There's no way for me to know what the timeline is, whether when it is that I'm praying versus when narrator is saying this. I don't know how we would be able to put the footage together to look at the timelines of both things, right? But the fact that I'm praying and then it cuts to this, the hand of God has reached down to capture him. He's in trouble.
It wouldn't be that hard. You just
What the
need
fuck does that
patience.
mean? Could it be that the prayer actually worked? Because
try and
Molly
figure it out.
survived the night? Because something was there in the room to take him from us? To capture him? Or whatever? Oh, man. Even just talking about it, it sounds so fucking ridiculous, to be honest. It really does. I'm conflicted on believing this or not. I do. A part of me still wants to hold on to the possibility that it might all just be bullshit so that I don't have to confront it because it's scary as f. Anyway, they all run down there and Mully starts screaming.
He's screaming. Wait, don't go in there. Don't go
Yeah, because you lot are talking and he doesn't know who if you're up
He's
there or
yelling for
not.
you. Wait, don't go in there.
Why is he yelling your name?
I can hear people talking.
See?
Narrator!
Go down there. Go. He's calling out.
Molly?
Narrator was ready, man.
Molly, are we finished?
Are you okay?
Are we finished?
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah.
Narrator is such a Chad. He like, it's so funny because his initial instinct was to run in to save Molly because he felt 100% like he was in trouble. Part of me, when I heard
would have
him
done the same
scream, I
thing.
told narrator, no, don't go in there, because it sounded like he could hear narrator, and it didn't sound to me like he was in trouble.
Yeah,
Narrator,
I
obviously,
get what
like,
he's coming away
I
with that,
wasn't
'cause
there
Money
with
does like to play a
narrator
lot of
when him and
pranks.
Josh heard that
He does like to
Molly
mess
was
around
in
a
trouble
lot.
through the spirit box. I think I would have had
As
a
you
different
see in
reaction
the
if I would have
video.
heard that, but being that narrator perceived Molly to be in trouble and heard from something that Molly was in trouble, I think created this sense of urgency for him to go help
Yeah,
him.
I
What
would have
a
done the same
Chad,
thing.
You could always rely on narrator to jump in to save his friends at the end of the day.
But yeah, that's the end of today's video. Oh my god. Yeah, I know you said that most of the stuff that I've missed is from the Conjuring video, the Conjuring House video. So, but I've just done this one to start off with. I'm sorry that I missed the eyes in the hallway, and I did get a comment about that as well. Yeah, I've seen it, and that is so weird. It's like the first lot of eyes. It's very similar, isn't it? It's like it's just moved from one spot to the other. It's so weird. But yeah, if you like this type of content, please smash the like button down below. If you're not subscribed, please smash the subscribe button with the notification bell to be notified when I'm uploading these videos and my gaming videos at the weekend. Still on God of War. If you're interested, Ragnarok. Yeah, as I said towards the end of this video, yeah, I've had a lot of experiences myself, if I'm being honest. If these boys want to hear it, they can get in touch or whatever. If they want to, that's up to them. They don't have to. They probably don't even watch my videos, but you know, I like them. I like watching them. People like watching me react to them, so I'm going to keep doing it as much as I can. Yeah, my movie reactions are down on my Patreon page as well. A link to that is down in the description below. But this is all I've got time for today. The next time you'll see me will be at the weekend on my gaming videos. But until then, I will see you then. Goodbye.